You know, we've had a few guests on Delmarva Life share their experiences with organ failure and the challenges that presents. Troy Blades of Easton is no stranger to that.
Yeah, a few years ago, he went through total kidney failure and has been on dialysis ever since. However, Troy has taken a different approach to his diagnosis, choosing to stay positive and strong for his wife and his family. And as Delmarva Life's Sydney Whitfield finds out, he is refusing to be a victim.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me in your home. So let's talk about the reason why I'm here. You have a very interesting story, Troy. Let's start from your diagnosis.
I was diagnosed with IgA nephropathy when I was around 13. And what that meant was I was sick. I was having a lot of strep throat, so they sent me up to Hopkins. And they did a biopsy, and that's when I found out that I had IgA nephropathy.
Nothing was required during that time?
No, I started going on blood pressure medicine because one of the things with your kidneys is your blood pressure. They want to keep your blood pressure low because the higher the blood pressure, the harder it is on your kidneys. And so basically what they were trying to do for me is everything they could to basically help my kidneys have an easier life so that the life would be longer for them.
And eventually your kidneys were affected.
And eventually, actually in 2017, I went into full kidney failure, which means my kidneys basically just stopped working.
During a hospital visit, doctors told Troy that he was going to have to start dialysis as a result of his kidney failure. So in 2017, on Good Friday, he began his first treatment.
What was the moment like when they told you you have to be on dialysis?
I had been ignoring it and not believing it for a long time, and it was hard on me. It was emotionally because I put it out of my mind and said I'm not going to do that, and it was very hard. I felt like my life was it was going to change, and I wasn't really ready for that, and it was really hard because we have 5 kids, and I didn't know how it was going to affect our lives, and I didn't want it to affect our lives.
You are on dialysis 4 days a week. For how long?
3 hours and 22 minutes of actually treatment time is what it averages to, and then it takes startup and breakdown time. So it's about a 4-hour window, 4 days a week that I'm on the machine.
That's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. It is a lot of time.
What do you do during that time? You can't sleep.
No, you can't sleep because I do home hemodialysis. I actually do it at my house, which gives me the flexibility of when we do it. So I use that time to work. And then I also have been studying. I've gotten a couple certifications. I'm never sitting and just zoning out.
And as a father, Troy says his children keep him very busy too.
So what about your kids? How do they feel about you dealing with this?
So I will tell you, when I first went on dialysis, I didn't give them much information at all.
Why?
Because I just didn't want them to know. I didn't want them to think that their strong dad was sick or having to go through dialysis or any of those kinds of things, and for them to worry about it. I think that was probably it. That was probably the hardest thing, is talking to them about it. My oldest son, who's 17, he actually went a couple times to help when I was getting trained so that he could ultimately be a person if I needed to, and he's helped out some. My oldest daughter, who hated blood, now doesn't. My stepdaughter, when it's just her and I, she hangs in there and watches movies with me. So they've really, I'll tell you, they've actually adapted to it probably better than I have.
So they've adapted to it, but of course you don't want to be on here for much longer. You don't want to be doing dialysis for much longer. How long is it going to take for you to get a kidney? So
I'm on the list through Hopkins, Johns Hopkins, and Georgetown. And with my blood type, A positive blood type, the average is 3 to 5 years.
Did you ever imagine yourself being in this position?
No. And I will, and Tara gets a lot of texts from me. I hate this machine. They said when they were training you, they said a lot of people name their machines that they the dialysis machine, because they have a personal relationship. I said, I'm not naming my machine. I said, it's going to be called machine, and then when I get a kidney, I'm throwing it out the front door. Because this is like,
Right.
While it keeps me alive, it's like that enemy that you struggle with.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said. You just said, when I get a kidney. Mm-hmm. That's big.
I will get a kidney. It's just, at some point, I will get one. I got a lot of people working. You got a lot of people praying. You got a lot of people working for, to get one. So it will come. My number will come up. I mean, it's just hopefully sooner than later.
What an amazing guy. Even dialysis doesn't really seem to slow him down.
No, he really looks like the picture of health.
He
You
does.
would never know just by looking at him.
No kid, what a wonderful attitude. Now, obviously, there are certain requirements that medical professionals are looking for in a living donor. If you think that you could help Troy, go to delmarvalife.com. There's some contact information there where you can find out more.